You're listening to Listen to a Sun 969. Good morning.
Good morning again. We're chatting again, and we've been sort of talking off here about Halloween because it is Friday night. It's a nice night to have it on a Friday night. It's great. You've got the weekend. There's all sorts of things for adults and kids over the days ahead. I know that there's a event on Thursday night in the Todd Mall for the family event. I think there might be a family event at the casino on Friday night. You need to find out more on their website. And I know that I'll be DJing afterwards on Friday night, so that'll be good.
Yeah, there's also an event on Friday at Yiprunya, like in the afternoon, like 3 till 5:30, so like after school.
That sounds good. What's that all about? Tell me about that.
They've got some trick-or-treating happening like in all the different stalls. They've got some fantastic like prizes, like your door prizes, best dressed kids, best dressed adults. Like they're going to have a whole thing happening from 3 till 5:30 on Friday. On Friday, so on Halloween.
There's so many things going on. And Friday night also, I got the news over the weekend that I will start early DJing on Friday night from this week, just to see how we go. So I'll start at 10 instead of starting at 11. So, you know, if people are coming to the casino for that party, then they can stick around. Obviously, the adults can stick around from 10 through till 3, so it'll be 5 hours of DJing. I'm going to be dead on my feet, I think.
And then zombie, there you go.
Zombie, I am a zombie. I am. Look at my eyes; they're popping out of my head.
And then if you want to keep the spooky theme for the weekend,
spooky.
On Saturday, as we were talking about this a while ago, it's the Alicia Cartwright show. Like she's the healer, spiritual medium.
Oh, that's right.
Like that show. She's doing that on the Saturday. So we've got Halloween on the Friday.
That's clever,
and then
isn't
on the Saturday, a bit of a show if you're into that type of thing.
Wow, so much going on. So lots to find out about. But we're talking to people. Put their displays up. There's a really good one on Bradshaw Street, and you say that they're usually around the golf course area. There's quite a few as well.
Yeah, I actually thought I screenshotted it, but someone put up a post. They were looking for donations, and it was so basically in the golf course area they do this whole Halloween thing, right? And sometimes they ask for, like, people make donations of lollies and stuff.
Yeah, right.
Because basically we don't really do trick-or-treating door-to-door here. So there's this one area that does it for, like, all the kids. And so people kind of donate lollies so that they don't have to spend a lot of money to put this on for the kids.
Right, okay.
And I had the information and I could have sworn I screenshotted it, but now I can't find it.
You're saying that trick-or-treating doesn't happen all in other areas?
No.
Really?
No. No, it's very rare.
Because we've talked about put your light on if people are welcome to come to your door. Put your light on, and I feel like there'd be some kind of trick or treating on a small scale in every area. Like there'd be some kids who go out and have a look around their neighbourhood.
No, usually we end up having like a thing, like there's certain areas that do it, or there'll be like events. Like in the past, they've done events at like Traeger.
Right.
Things like that. So it's just not really a thing. I don't know. Even when I grew up in Melbourne, God, if you knocked on someone's door on Halloween, they would yell at you and say, "We're not in America."
But not anymore.
Yeah. But I feel like it's more acceptable
Halloween's
here.
huge in Melbourne now. Huge.
Maybe your area.
No, right across.
Not in my area at all. Not in my sister's area or any of my families.
I've lived in a few areas in recent times in Melbourne, and it's just growing. There's packs of kids going around.
I can guarantee every single person I know in Melbourne still has the same, "We're not American," like atmosphere.
There's some people
we don't do trick or treating. It's a hallmark.
But
holiday.
the rules are still the same. They put the light on. If the light's on, you do it. And there's displays all over Melbourne now, like Fitzroy and places like that in inner city, out of northern suburbs. Coburg, they roam the streets in Coburg. In my area in Ivanhoe, they roam the streets there. But Halloween, particularly if it's on a good week, if it's a good night. If it's like a night,
if it falls on like a weekend or something.
Yeah, that's right. If it's a weeknight, it's over really early. The one thing I do notice about Halloween is that the kids go out quite early, like around 4 or 5. So if your display is not set up, which is really annoying because the best time for a display
you want it to be later,
is when it gets dark. And at this time of the year in Melbourne, because of daylight savings, it gets dark about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So the kids are usually on a weeknight, they're normally in bed. So it's great that it's on a Friday because there's going to be a lot of people going around this week, and especially for the display we put on, we put smoke machines and lasers and lights and things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But that's in Melbourne where that's happening. But I tell you,
I found the screenshot about what's happening here. It's good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
With Halloween now just 1 week away, obviously this was posted last week, some residents of Desert Springs would love to let you know that we are excited and decorating already. We would also love to gently remind people that this is not a council community-run event, just private residents that enjoy the spirit of Halloween. In order to keep the fun going, we know that there are wonderful families out there who would like to donate packets of lollies. This helps with the expense and supplies for the sheer number, thousands of little ghosts, goblins and witches that come knocking on our doors. If you'd like to donate candy or lollies, you can drop them off to 26 The Links and 49 Eagle Court. Anytime from now, we will make sure they are distributed throughout participating houses on the day. Last year, over 100 bags of lollies were generously donated from the community. Thanks so much and have a spooky week. So they do
Spooky.
They do a whole thing in that area.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Look, maybe that's the truth. They said thousands. I wouldn't think they'd have thousands.
I would, because I'm telling you, it is the only area that participates. No one else does.
Well, that it would be a lot of expense to have, provide the whole thousands of people with lollies. In Melbourne, we probably have 100 over the night come because we'd have a very prominent display. We'd have over 100 in the night, and we always have lollies left over, always.
Yeah,
we buy heaps, but you buy them at Kmart, the Trioli ones, they're really cheapy type things. They're not expensive. You don't have to buy the Cadbury or whatever. I mean, some people do, but you can have all those kind of ones that are shaped like ugly faces, like they're designed to be Halloween lollies. And Trioli's quite cheap. It's all that. It's a cheap brand.
One of the
it's just sugar. It's just pure sugar.
I think one of the issues here too, which is why it works so well in Desert Springs, because the houses are set up differently.
Because they've got no fence.
Yeah, is because everywhere else in Alice, the houses are set back, quite far back from the road, with big high 6-foot fences and
a puppy inside.
Yeah, and big front yards. Whereas in Desert Springs,
please don't go inside if there's a puppy. Obviously, you don't.
Yeah, let's not fall for candy and puppies.
Yeah.
But in Desert Springs, the houses sit quite far forward. Like they're more Melburnian in the way they're quite. There's not like a big front yard.
No,
the space is out in the backyard. So the front's just small. So it's a little bit different.
Yeah, look, I think you're right, and that's probably why it works well, because it's underground power. It's just to put that kind of open vibe to it. But it's interesting too, because of we look at some of the issues we have here in town with crime and stuff, but it doesn't seem to be as prominent in that area, which doesn't have the fences.
I 100%, 1,000 trillion % disagree with what you just said.
And it's really interesting
I think
that you do,
the crime in
because
Desert Springs is astronomical.
Is it?
Yes.
Right, okay. Because it doesn't seem to be, like, when I go over there doesn't seem to be like in my area in the Gap, all night there are people roaming up and down the street. I'm not saying they're criminals, but there's people all night roaming up and down the streets.
Yeah, but you live in essentially the CBD. Of course it's loud and there's people roaming around.
No, not really. I live a bit further down the road now.
I
moved a bit further down the road.
But practically still in the CBD.
It takes me 30 minutes to walk to the CBD.
In other areas, it's just as bad.
I think, honestly,
it's just quieter.
It's an interesting concept, because this is something that the owner of the place I live in talked about. We don't have the fence. We don't have that. We're not gated.
Okay.
Right? So, and there's one stickler apparently on our body corp. I don't go to the body corp because I'm not the owner.
Yeah.
One stickler, and he says, we don't need a fence here, because the minute you put a fence, they want to get in. And he's right. And that's why I reckon, in my opinion, I know that you're saying that there's still crime. I'm not saying there's no crime, but in my opinion, if you put a fence up, people think there's something in there that they want to get.
I don't think it's just that. I have another theory about the fence thing. It also depends what type of fence you have, because when we bought our house, we had no fences.
Yeah, right.
So when we were getting fences installed, when we were getting the gate installed, I remember I forget exactly what company it was, but I remember them saying to me, do you want tubular fencing or to continue across with the colour bond? And we had to make that decision, and I was like, I don't know. The colour bond was cheaper, so, that was kind of what we were leaning towards. And I remember being told a lot of people opt for the tubular because you can see through it. It's not the fact that they think there's something behind it, it's the fact that they can hide behind it. So if someone is at your front door, they can't be seen from the street. Someone driving past can't see what they're doing.
I understand completely, because we had this. We're in Port Hedland, or South Hedland. It's very high crime there. Like, you think it's bad here. South Hedland's, it's out of control, or was when we were there. It might be good now. But we had the colour bond as well. And they loved jumping it, and they could hide behind it. And even one day, we even saw a snake hiding behind it. So my point being to you is, if you can't see through your fence, you can't see who's there. Every day when we went out, we were worried especially at night, we were worried that there was someone out there. Right, and then they put higher street lights up too that can't be smashed, and they did all this sort of stuff.
I think we'll wrap it up on this note.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
This is what I think one of the issues when linking this in with trick or treating, because this is where it's terribly.
Don't go to a place unless the light's on.
But this is also where it's terribly sad. I'm going to be honest here. One of the reasons I won't participate in trick or treating and having people come to my door is because the people you're marketing to come towards your door are youths, right?
Yeah, kids. Yeah.
Who's breaking into all the houses?
Well,
that's just how I feel about it. I don't want to welcome, and that's terrible, but that's just my honest opinion. That's just how I feel at the moment about it.
Yeah, look, it's interesting because not all youths.
No, not all anyone.
And not all from the same race either.
No, absolutely not.
There's all kinds of kids breaking into places.
100%, but kids is the word there.
There's also some adults as well.
Yeah, it's just the majority the majority
in their 20s and 30s who aren't going to be doing trick or treat.
Like 80% of the crime in Alice Springs is by 14 to 17-year-olds.
What? 80%?
Huge percent. All the stolen cars, or everything. Honestly, just the media releases daily that come through the station.
And they're saying 80%.
I'm saying 80%. That's not a statistic. I'm saying I read the media releases that come through to me every day, and maybe once a week the perpetrators are over 18. Every day the perpetrators are 14 to 17. Look at the court lists.
I thought there was a lot in their 20s as well.
Potentially, but
particularly with some of the violence against the person crimes, there's a lot. Anecdotally, I can tell you that a lot of those, where domestic violence, those sort of things, are in their 20s.
Absolutely, but that's not those kind of crimes. Aren't the crimes that you're worried about people coming to your home? They're domestic violence. They're already in your home.
Yeah.
Why would the people that are breaking into homes and stealing cars are between 14 and 17? I don't know if I want trick-or-treaters between 14 and 17 being welcomed into my yard.
Well, on that note, yes, interesting. Good theories, but happy Halloween, and I think we should put some stuff on our Facebook page about it, so we'll probably...
Absolutely. I want to see photos of that one on Bradshaw.
Yeah,
beautiful lighting.